There's a feeling that settles sometimes, a pervasive sense that the edges of life aren't quite meeting. Finances feel like rogue waves, well-being a distant shore, pieces of existence like chaotic fragments beyond our grasp. We feel pushed, nudged towards some ill-defined better, told, perhaps implicitly or explicitly, that our current state is somehow incorrect, that we are somehow wrong. Yet, deep within, there's a quiet insistence, a resistance to being molded entirely by forces outside ourselves, a recognition that life isn't meant to be merely a series of events happening to us, but something we actively engage with, navigate from within. Reclaiming that sense of agency isn't about controlling the external storm, but about finding stable ground within. It demands turning inward, exploring the subtle currents of our own emotional landscape, the hidden rooms of understanding where repeating patterns reveal themselves. This inner work is the true path to navigating external pressures. It's not about fixing a broken self, but uncovering the resilient core that already exists, learning to respond from that place of grounded awareness rather than reacting from a place of perceived lack or external command. The journey inward can feel complex, revealing layers we never knew existed, but it is precisely this honest encounter with ourselves that dissolves the feeling of being adrift and anchors us in our own volition. The quest for genuine self-understanding is an ongoing exploration, a commitment to meeting ourselves with curiosity and compassion, finding refuge not just in places, but in the quiet wisdom of our own inner life, reclaiming the sense that life unfolds by us. Like and subscribe for more insights into navigating your inner world. The invitation to turn inward, to explore the quiet wisdom of our own inner life, is often met with a peculiar form of resistance. It's not always a conscious refusal, but a deep-seated hesitation, born perhaps from the fear of what we might uncover in those hidden rooms of understanding. We've spent so long navigating the external world, responding to its demands, reacting to its perceived threats and opportunities, that the idea of shifting our focus inward can feel counterintuitive, even unsettling. Our lives, for many, have become an intricate dance with external forces, the ebb and flow of finances, the pursuit of elusive well-being metrics, the constant negotiation with expectations placed upon us by others or by society at large. These fragments, chaotic and often beyond our apparent control, reinforce the feeling of being adrift, of life simply happening to us. We are told, in countless subtle and not-so-subtle ways, that something about our current state is deficient, that we need to change, to improve, to become something other than what we are. This external pressure can feel like a sculptor's chisel, attempting to chip away at our form, shaping us into a mold that may not fit. And while there is value in growth and adaptation, a deep part of us resists this forced conformity. There is an intrinsic sense of self that rebels against the notion that we are fundamentally wrong and require fixing by external decree. This internal resistance is not stubbornness. It is often the quiet assertion of an authentic core, a recognition that genuine change must arise from within, from a place of understanding and self-acceptance, not from a place of external judgment or perceived lack. The repeating patterns we observe in our lives, in our relationships, our financial struggles, our health habits, our emotional responses, are not random occurrences. They are often the visible manifestations of these deeper internal dynamics, the unconscious strategies and beliefs we developed to navigate the external world. These patterns, while sometimes painful or limiting, served a purpose at some point. They were our best attempts to cope, to feel safe, to belong. But if we remain solely focused on the external events, the repeating outcomes, we miss the underlying script that is running on repeat within us. The feeling of life happening to us is perpetuated by our automatic reactions, by following these ingrained patterns without conscious awareness or choice. We are responding to the echoes of the past in the present moment, effectively relinquishing our agency to old programming. To reclaim that sense of volition, to feel life unfolding by us, requires illuminating these patterns. It demands courage to look beyond the surface events and inquire into the emotional landscape that gives rise to them. This is where the quest for genuine self-understanding begins. It's an archaeological dig into the layers of our being, uncovering not just past hurts or limiting beliefs, but also the wellsprings of resilience, creativity, and wisdom that reside within. It's about recognizing that the external storm will likely continue in some form, but our experience of it is profoundly shaped by our internal weather system. Finding stable ground within isn't about building impenetrable walls, but about cultivating an inner compass. It involves learning to observe our thoughts and emotions without immediate judgment, understanding them as signals rather than absolute truths. It's about creating space between the external stimulus and our internal response, that crucial pause where conscious choice becomes possible. This space allows us to see the repeating pattern as it arises and choose a different path, one aligned with our deeper values and needs, rather than the automatic route dictated by old fears or external pressures. This inner work is rarely a solitary endeavor, nor is it a simple intellectual exercise. It touches the emotional body, the nervous system, the very core of who we are. Engaging with it often requires a sense of safety and support, a refuge where we can explore these hidden parts without fear of further judgment or being told we are wrong. Whether this refuge is found in a trusted relationship, a therapeutic space, a contemplative practice, or a dedicated center focused on emotional well-being, the presence of understanding and acceptance is crucial. It is within such a container that we can gently confront the patterns, understand their origins, and begin the process of integration, weaving the fragmented pieces of ourselves back into a coherent whole.
The journey inward is not about eliminating discomfort or achieving a state of perpetual calm. It is about building a more honest and compassionate relationship with ourselves, with all our imperfections and complexities. It is about recognizing that the chaos we perceive externally often mirrors an internal dissonance, and that bringing harmony within is the most powerful way to influence our experience of the world outside. This ongoing exploration is an act of profound self-care, a commitment to meeting ourselves where we are, with curiosity and kindness, and stepping more fully into the role of active participant in our own lives. It is through this dedicated turning inward that the feeling of being merely a passenger fades, replaced by the quiet, steady sense that life, in all its challenging beauty, is unfolding not just to us, but increasingly by us. Understanding the subtle language of our own emotions and the roots of our reactive patterns is a lifelong practice, one that continuously reveals new layers of insight and possibility. It's about becoming fluent in the language of our own soul, and it's a conversation that is always worth having. If you found resonance in these reflections, consider subscribing to stay connected with future explorations. Like this segment if it offered you a moment of insight.